according to Montana Highway Patrol, around 3 p.m., a man was killed after his motorcycle went off the side of the road and crashed. The crash also sent a female passenger to a Billings hospital with unknown injuries. Now, according to Trooper Brandon Tim, she was flown to Billings by Guardian Flight out of Cody, Wyoming. The motorcycle was driving north on U.S. Highway 212 when about a half-mile north of the state line, it failed to properly negotiate a turn. The motorcycle then went off the right side of the road, crashing into a dry creek bed of rocks and overturned. Both riders were tossed and landed on the rocks. Tim said the man's age and hometown were not yet available. Both riders were wearing helmets. 3 people sent to a Billings hospital Sunday evening after a 3-vehicle crash on Highway 312 at 5 Corners. The crash happened shortly before 5 p.m. Now, Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Kirk Robbins says a line of eastbound cars were stopped on the highway waiting to turn left into the Liberty gas station. A Honda passenger car failed to yield to oncoming traffic and struck a westbound Ford pickup truck. The force of the impact caused 2 of the 3 people in the Honda to be ejected from the vehicle. 2 males and a female in the Honda were transported to a Billings hospital. Trooper Robbins says the driver of the pickup did not appear to have any serious injuries. Well, the number 1 cause of death for teens ages 16 to 19 in America is car crashes. Now, according to the Montana Department of Transportation, from 2009 to 2018, 160 teens died on Montana roadways. This weekend, the Ford Driving Skills for Life program made a stop here in Billings with the hope to reduce those numbers. Q2's Mitch Laggy was there.
Ford Driving Skills for Life is a program that's been traveling across the world for 16 years, spreading the message of safety. Teens with their permit or license can enroll in the free program that's much more than your average driver's education class.
We don't focus on rules of the road. We're looking at advanced driving skills. Well, we focus on 4 major areas that tend to be causes of most fatal crashes, and those are issues around speed management, space management, vehicle handling, and recognizing hazards. It's all about making better decisions.
Here at Ford Driving Skills for Life, the courses are actually designed to make you lose control of the car. Like these Mustangs, they're equipped with casters so that if you crank the wheel above 50 miles an hour, you're going to spin out.
We let them spin out once or twice and let them feel what it's like. We teach them how to control that. So I think by far the Mustangs and the vehicle handling course is one of the most popular, and actually it's one that's very beneficial. Because when you're going down the road later, the back end will get loose a little bit, but they'll automatically know what to do.
For recognizing hazards, teens drive a car around a loop while texting to help them understand how hard it is to negotiate obstacles while distracted. Another course focuses on high-speed lane changes and high-speed stops. The goal is to ingrain good habits into new drivers.
Instead of just freezing up in a situation, hopefully by doing some of these things, they're going to know how to react the right way.
Well, we want them to have a little more experience than they've already had. We don't want them to be overconfident or underconfident. So bringing their experience level up, because the real issue is a lack of experience. And then as it relates to distracted and impaired driving, making sure they just don't even think about doing those things.
And hopefully, driving fatalities among teenagers will be brought to 0. In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
It's great bringing that awareness to Billings. And in case you were wondering, Mitch did get to drive the Mustang and may have managed to hit just a few cones. Well, the Big Sky State Games finished today, and on Friday, a 17-year-old from Anaconda had the honor of singing the national anthem at the opening ceremony. And although she has sung at her school's games, this was quite special for her.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
It's pretty exciting, just especially because I've done it for my school games all the time, and it's a lot bigger than just a high school game.
It's pretty special. She's been doing this her whole life. It's been a dream for her forever, and I'm excited to see her reach her dreams.
My music teacher, her name's Kim Larango, she pushed me to do the national anthem at my school games, and I really didn't want to at first, but she told me I had the voice for it, and so I started doing it, and I fell in love with it.
This is pretty big. You know, she wants to get her name out there, and she's really something special. So I'm excited to see where she goes with this.
Streaming, and the rockets
Well, it's heartwarming just because it's the national anthem and it's my country. So I think it's an honor to sing it, and it's just all around exciting.
Well, it's such an honor. You know, my grandfather actually just passed in April. He was a vet, and so we have a lot of respect for, you know, the people that are here and the people that experience what they go through and fight for America, and we're very proud to be here.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, nice accomplishment, Madison. And what's next for her? She has more dreams and says she will be auditioning for American Idol in September. 50 years ago, Neil Armstrong first set foot on the moon. The actual moon landing was late in the day on the 20th of July, but the astronauts waited 7 hours to leave their craft, pushing the actual first moonwalk into today. And some of that Apollo 11 history is on display in Bozeman. MTN's John Shear reports you'll find it at the American Computer Museum near the MSU campus.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Aside from the two astronauts in the moon lander, the closest anyone got to the Apollo 11 flight was a TV set.
He said he expected that in the shadow of the lunar module.
But right now, you can get a lot closer, right in Bozeman. The actual computer that guided Apollo to the moon is on display in the American Computer and Robotics Museum just off Kagi, near the MSU campus.
Things that were actually on the moon or orbited the moon, which is pretty singular.
That's a remarkable anniversary, and that was the impetus for our miniaturization of electronic components.
This 70-pound computer from the Apollo 11 command module may not seem so miniature, but it was a start, especially compared to the huge computer that ran the show back on Earth.
32 kilobytes of RAM. Your watch has probably 10 times more than that.
While true, computer scientists point out that a team of 350 programmers from MIT designed powerful software developed to make the most of those primitive computers in a way your watch or even top-of-the-line smartphone could never match. But still.
And it weighed 1,000 pounds. I don't know how you got guys to the moon with these things.
For the museum, the 50th anniversary of the moon landing is more of a mile marker than an end point. In fact, in many ways, it's just the beginning.
We're celebrating not just this one anniversary, but what folks are calling the summer of space. There are many kind of landmarks in space exploration that happened this summer, and we're excited to be part of that.
Here's another bit of moon history you'll find in the museum. A watch worn on the moon on the outside of the spacesuit by an Apollo 15 astronaut. In Bozeman, I'm John Shearer for MTN News.
Very cool. Thank you, John. Stay with us. More to come on the 10 o'clock news. After the break, find out why having high-speed internet is crucial as more Montana farmers and ranchers adopt precision agriculture technology. And later in sports, it's the end of an era for the Big Sky State Games. We sit down with its fearless leader on her final day.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.